This is Kelly with Twisted Oz Motorcycle Museum. Today, Jerry and I are over visiting with Larry Burke that just finished up his 1928 NM4.
Actually, Kelly, this was the second time through on this bike. I did it the first time, and Jerry and I, I'd run out from the cafe and work a while, and Jerry and I did the engine, and the bottom end was done. Howard Wagner did the bottom end, embedded the crank, and then we came up with it. But this is kind of been a labor of love getting this bike together, and actually it starts out about the mid-60s. And the first time I really met Jerry over at his house, and Jerry's dad and my dad were good friends, and Herb had this Coca-Cola red 31 four-cylinder that I just absolutely fell in love with. And I had a 31, and then I sold my 31 to get it back into the restaurant business. And I had a lot of regrets about selling that bike. It had been all over Colorado to top of Pikes Peak, and it was a heck of a bike. And one day, I don't know, Jerry, what was it, 2000? Your dad hadn't passed away yet, so it was in early 2000 at a finning party at Bud Redmond's. And I was lamenting to everybody that I needed a four-cylinder. I wanted to find another 30 or 31, and everybody gave me, the long dog hunt stories about go here, look there, and they all knew there was no four-cylinder there. So, but Howard Wagner said, "Give me a call. I might have an idea for you." And so I called Howard. And he said, "Would you be interested in a 3-main 4?" And I said, "Well, that's a 401." And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, sure, I'll be interested in it." So it was a cold, nasty day. I headed up to Omaha, and I looked up. Howard had laid it all out on the floor on all the groups. And I'd seen the bike before, part of it. It was underneath Howard's workbench, and it had been there for years. And everybody just, well, Howard's never going to sell that, but Howard said he'd sell it. And, oh man, I didn't know what to do. On the way back to Wichita, I was on the phone to Jerry, and Jerry said, "You better turn around and buy that damn bike."
What did you have to pay for it back then, Larry?
In a pile. I paid 20. And I called Howard right back, and I was, I don't know, north of St. Joe someplace. And I said, "Howard, I'll take it. I'll be up tomorrow to get it." So Jerry and I loaded up the next day at, 5 o'clock in the morning?
Probably, yeah.
We were in Omaha, and in time to take Howard and his wife out for breakfast. I think 9 o'clock in the morning, and made the deal with Howard and loaded up, and he said, "Now, do you want the sidecar?" I said, "Sidecar?" He said, "Yeah, I have the sidecar for that bike too." And I said, "Well, how much?" And he said, $3,000. I said, "Howard, you picked me clean here." And about 4 or 5 weeks later, I had sold a bunch of junk and everything. I got on the phone, called Howard, and I said, "Howard, I'll take the sidecar." And he said, "Larry, it's gone." Tom Tribble had bought the sidecar. So anyway, we restored the bike, and I'd shown it a couple of times, And I just really kind of immersed myself into what this 401 was, especially with the low serial number, really when it was produced, what were the carryovers between Indian Ace and the 401 before December of 28. A lot of activity going on. The 101 had been introduced in January in New York. We found Howard had drawings, factory drawings of different pieces for this bike that were done in March and April of 28. So I decided to go back and pure the bike out as close as I could research it to exactly probably what it was when it was sold. And I think I've hit on it. Now,
So what did they sell for new in 28?
oh, I don't know, $400 maybe, $378.
So you're trying to say you're upside down in this bike?
I'm way upside down. I'm way upside down. But Howard had, Bud Cox had purchased this for Howard. And Howard wasn't able to go to the auction, and it was at McQueen's estate auction in Las Vegas in '85. And Howard wanted the bike, and Bud Cox bought it and had cracked and broken cases on number 3, and Bud did the case repair and everything, and then Howard just sat on it. But and never did finish the bike. And I bought it, it was completely disassembled, and
now look at it now.
look at it now.
Larry, thank you very much for
Well,
showing
you're
your
welcome.
Indian 4. And Jerry, thank you very much.